Hello, race fans, and welcome to another edition of Before the Green Flag on GMSRacing.net. As always, I'm Justin Woffen, joined by Joey Coulter and Josh Weinrich. Hey, guys, over the weekend, Monday, over the Labor Day weekend, another dominating performance for the fifth win of the season for Grant Enfinger. And what are your big takeaways from the race?
I mean, we talk about it week after week with this ARCA team. When nothing bad happens, when there's no bad luck involved, when things go according to plan, it's ugly. That team's got so much speed. Grant has been to these tracks so many times. He's got a really good rhythm with these cars, all these racetracks. Him and Jeff are working really good together, and the rest of the team is getting the job done. They're putting races together and they're bringing home trophies, and hopefully, knock on wood, a couple more to go, and we've got the championship too.
Yeah, this one you say it was dominant. It was, but it wasn't. There was a few more different different circumstances to take into account that those guys had to deal with over 100 laps and change. It's been really dry out in the Midwest, and when those guys, when the track crew prepped that racetrack and watered it, the racetrack actually started coming apart in turn one, so that made it really challenging. Mm-hmm. Grant and Jeff had to deal with a water temperature of over 300 degrees in the middle portion of that race. So coming down pit road for lengthy pit stops, losing track position, and then having an extended caution for track work, and then to get themselves all the way back up there to be in contention in those last 10 laps was really something. So, the first half of the race, you practice well, qualify on the pole, lead laps, and then you go into damage control almost in trying to save an afternoon, get some more points out of it. And with as fast of race cars they had, they were able to put themselves back up towards front and be in position.
And now to kind of what you said, Joey, we're getting to that end of the season for these guys. Going into it, what do you see as their big plan now? If they have a good, comfortable lead, but how? I mean, it's easy to say how they'll maintain it, finish up ahead, but what's the mental status, for Grant and this team of what they need to do to finish the job?
It's no different than before. They got to keep their heads looking forward. They got to keep doing what they've been doing. They're going, Salem's the next race. They've been fast there. Grant's won there. It's a short track, yada 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 yada. All these good things. So as long as they just keep doing what they're doing, they keep building fast race cars, which they have no reason to stop doing that. So. The cars are going to be good. They just can't give it away. At this point, it's going to be hard for somebody to come up there and take it from them because they've been so fast. But they just can't give it away, and the only way that's going to happen is if they really drop the ball. Which again, these guys have through the entire year have had something happen and they recover. Like Josh was talking about, this race there was a part where it didn't look so great. But they had a great car. They kept digging. They won the race. As long as they keep doing what they've been doing, building fast cars and getting the job done at the track, it's they should be able to get it done.
It doesn't matter what the sport is. The best defense is a really good offense, and these guys are really good at offense.
Can't get beat if you win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Very, very rarely does a first place car ever get outrun. So, I mean, these guys. That's those guys' strength is It's not cliche, it's reality.
Yeah.
You show up with a really fast race car, there's not going to be many people that can outrun you. So, the best thing for those guys, and they know it, is to just keep laying the wood to the competition. Mm-hmm. And they're more than capable of that. However, going to Salem this weekend, we saw it in the spring, unfortunately. There's nowhere to hide. There's no safe place on that racetrack. Anything can happen. That truly is one of the wild card races in this series. So, you look at it and say, oh, there's 3 races left. Well, the picture can get really muddy really quick after Salem. So, but I mean, I'd take, as far as short tracks go, I'll take Grant every day, all day long. So, it'll be interesting to see how that race plays out. And it seems for whatever reason, the night race at Salem is kind of like the night race at Bristol. It's always a little bit crazier. So, but one thing I want to ask you is every driver has at some point in their career raced for a championship. When you get down to the last 2 or 3 races, whether it's in Legends or whether it's in ARCA or higher, What's that mentality like for a driver when you're like, okay, 5 races to go, okay, 3 races to go? What's that like?
You get, I'd say like 8 to 10 out, you start thinking, okay, we're 10 away. Then it kind of gets blurry, and then all of a sudden you wake up with, you're 3 to go, and now you're kind of like, oh man, what? And it depends on what position you're in. I've been on both sides of the coin. If you're the guy trying to catch, if you're second place, you're going for broke every minute of the day. You know what I mean? In every race, you either going to win by a lot or you're going to lose by a lot. If you're the guy leading, it's more calculated. It's more, I don't want to say safe because that's not the word, but you're more calculated in your decisions. You know what got you there, I guess is a good way to say it. And that's what, again, with Grant's having so much experience racing, Jeff having a good amount of experience, there's not a whole lot that they're just comfortable, and that's good. They're comfortable. They've got a plan, and just sticking with your plan, moving ahead one step at a time, taking it one race at a time rather than looking at it as 3 races all together. That's the key. You got to one race at a time, get to the end, and then 5 laps to go at Kansas. Depending on where you're at, then you can start sweating if you want, but you got to get there first.
Yeah, and bringing fast race cars to the racetrack. That's we say it every week, but that makes everything easier. I shouldn't say easy, but easier.
Yeah.
It makes pit strategy easier. You want to put 2 tires on at Salem and keep your track position. If you're fast enough, you have the opportunity to make those calls. Same thing at these mile and a halfs coming up. You have opportunities to take fuel only. Put 2 tires on, keep that track position because you know that you've got enough speed in the bank to have people covered. So, when you do have that strength week in, week out at all these different types of racetracks, it just makes calling the race and managing the race a little bit more manageable.
So it's basically rinse and repeat for this team. I mean, just keep to the plan that you have, and you're golden.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. And we're able to catch up with Grant and get his thoughts of kind of going back from Duquion and getting the win there, and now what his mindset is heading into these final races.
Yeah, it was definitely tough for everybody to stay cool and focused, but everybody did a really great job. And Jeff had a plan. Fortunately, I did recognize that it was getting hot about 5 or 6 laps before the caution came out, so he had a little bit of time to prepare. And luckily, the caution did come out at the right time for us to put water back in it. So George Stone did a good job. I know he hurt himself because that Joker is 300 degrees, so it was definitely hard to get the cool down hooked up. But we were able to do that, and then they were able to wash out the front of the radiator with a hose, basically loosened up the dirt and let it fall out of there. So that was definitely our biggest struggle of the day. Our biggest positive was we had a really fast race car, and we showed that from the first lap of practice all the way through the end of the race. So, we did have to fight for track position again a couple of times throughout the race. So just one of those races where at the end of the day, everything was fortunate enough to work out. We really just want to do the same thing we've been doing from the beginning at Daytona this year. So we're going to show up with the same mindset. Points are definitely going to be in our mind. But we still want to unload and be the fastest car and try to sit on the pole and try to lead laps and ultimately try to win the race. So we're not going to put ourselves in any bad situations. Hopefully, we're not going to do it on purpose. But lots of stuff can happen just like it did this weekend. So we're going to go with the same mindset and hopefully we can get some of the same results. So we're going to try to keep the pressure on.
So Grant Enfinger giving his thoughts into the Duquion race, and now hopefully this championship run that he has going. And for us, next week, it's going to be double duty again with the trucks at Chicagoland on Friday night, and then a short drive away. ARCA will be at Salem Speedway on Saturday night. So a lot of great racing action ahead. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat to stay up to date with everything going on here at the shop and at the racetrack. And from all of us here at Before the Green Flag, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.